Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this episode today, the 19th of March 2025. Welcome to Stalker Team, the investors channel. We want to thank everyone for being part of this channel. We actually have come very far. Today we have a new identity, a new logo that we are also unveiling to actually be the face of Stalker Team going forward. This episode is going to be very interesting. We have that very interesting topic, especially concerning a mega cap stock. Before we go ahead, we are just going to make our usual disclaimer. Every information shared on this channel is for education and information purpose only. So do not do anything without doing your own due diligence or talking to your financial advisor for further guidance. On that note, thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, put on your notification bell so that you don't miss any update that we bring your way. If you haven't also joined us on our Stalker Team Live X community, X channel, please join us. It is at Stalker Team Live, as you can see on the screen. We bring you all the breaking news, all the analysis that actually moves the market, and as well your portfolio. So today we are looking at a mega cap stock that is actually on sale right now. So what do I mean by that? We are looking at a mega cap stock, a large company quoted on the the US stock market on Wall Street. It's part of the Magnificent Seven stocks. It has really underperformed for many reasons that I'll be talking about today. I will also be adding a whole lot of context as to what exactly is going on, why this stock has sold off very, very aggressively, what you are supposed to look out for, and also, if you watch towards the end, I also have a bonus, which is basically a price target of what I think this stock will do. So join me and let's get into the show. Thank you. So the mega cap stock that we are looking at today is actually Nvidia. Nvidia actually at the moment is still the second largest company in the world by market capitalization, closely following, or not necessarily closely following, but very close to the market capitalization of Apple. Apple is still the largest company by market cap. But today we are looking at Nvidia. Why has Nvidia stock pulled back? We've seen some couple of strengths to the upside, but over the weeks, as the tariff war, the trade banter between the new president of the US, President Trump, and Canada, Mexico, China, and also the EU, we have actually seen a drawdown on in the stock of major mega cap stocks. And when I mean mega cap stocks, these are large companies that are valued into the hundreds of billions and also trillions. We have Apple, Nvidia, we have Tesla, we have Microsoft, we have Amazon, and of course we have Nvidia, and we have Netflix. But today we are looking, why is Nvidia particularly pulling back? Because many of these stocks, apart from the broader sell-off that we have seen in the last 3 weeks or a month, Nvidia has some peculiar reasons why it has pulled back. So we'll be looking at why has Nvidia pulled back, what actually were the risks that the market actually saw, why the stock itself is underperforming, apart from the broader headline, the tariff war and all that. Also, the opportunities that is ahead of the stock for investors, and as well the price target. So I'm also going to be proposing what I think this stock will actually do towards the end of the year. The first thing I'm going to actually look at is basically to talk about the reason behind this pullback, why Nvidia has really underperformed, especially at the beginning of this year, especially when we had the DeepSeek AI quote unquote breakthrough that actually showed that AI workloads, AI large language models do not necessarily need a whole lot of NVIDIA GPUs if they can actually use the inferencing model. The inferencing model basically, leverage the knowledge that has been built up on an existing large language model like ChatGPT or OpenAI's ChatGPT, and it can actually use that to create new knowledge, create new answers, create new solutions, either on the workflow, either when you are chatting with this large language model. But NVIDIA itself has, apart from that DeepSeek AI that actually saw that drawdown, the stock actually went back up, but there are some specific reasons why NVIDIA has actually underperformed this year, as we begin this year. So I'll be looking at the fact that the stock has actually sold off by about at least over $500 billion in market cap. The stock has lost over $500 billion in market cap since the beginning of 2025. We can actually see, even when the revenue growth of the company has sort of decelerated, but the last quarter results that NVIDIA actually released, it was still not bad. The result, as a matter of fact, was still, up by over 265% compared to the previous year. Even the gross margin of the company did very well. The company even said they saw a whole lot of ramp up in the GPUs that they actually made. But the market is not necessarily buying this story. So investors really are concerned. And this is the most important part of the reason why this stock has really underperformed. Because, apart from all the news that you see over there, the tariff, the broader sell-off, the uncertainty whether the US is going to enter a recession because of geopolitical trade negotiations that might not actually that will actually not really work out for the US. Investors are actually concerned that NVIDIA will see a saturation in the demand for GPUs. The major part of NVIDIA's revenue and also the profit itself is the data center demand for the GPUs that actually power the AI workload. So investors really believe that should more cost-effective or cost-efficient models be developed, just like we had DeepSeek AI, Alibaba, is also saying, they are developing models that will need less and less computing power and all that. So investors are actually concerned. Will NVIDIA see a slowdown or a saturation, a diminishing return in the number of GPUs they can sell? Because that is where the bulk of NVIDIA's profits actually exists, or where the company actually make most of its money. So moving on from that, another thing that we also need to see is that NVIDIA is also having, which is the second, if not the second most important reason why this stock has pulled back, so that we can actually build that context and why you should consider the stock, why you shouldn't, or you also want to do your own due diligence. And the second most important reason is that a whole lot of the big hyperscalers like Google, Microsoft, like even Amazon, which is actually a major player in the AI boom, they are also trying to build their own in-house chips. So even the likes of ARM that works closely by designing the chips that NVIDIA actually builds its GPUs on, the likes of ARM, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, all of them actually want to actually develop their own in-house chips. Even Apple itself is developing its own in-house chips. So those are the reasons. Those are the major context, particular stock related reason why the stock has really underperformed. But what are the opportunities before we go to the chart? Because that is the most interesting part for me, where we can actually see like for like what I've been talking about and the implication for this stock, and whether I think, or what I think this stock will actually be doing in the next couple of weeks or quarters down the line. So the opportunities for me, I actually see that chips, AI chips will still continue to be in larger demand. The reason being that I don't necessarily think we have scratched even the surface of how AI is going to be more important to everyday life, either on the consumer side of the spectrum or the enterprise side of the demand for AI. A whole lot of companies, even on the enterprise side of things, the large companies, many of them haven't even moved their workload or their technology infrastructure into the cloud. So a whole lot of them are now running a huge race to move a whole lot of their workloads, a whole lot of their infrastructure into the cloud, because the cloud will actually allow most of these companies to leverage AI in a very more efficient, cost effective, and in a more transformative way. So I still believe if the demand for cloud computing remain high, AI will actually be the net beneficiary. So there's actually the forecast that about 42% year-on-year growth in AI workloads, AI chips. I also believe Nvidia will sell more of its Blackwell chips. As a matter of fact, Nvidia already believes that by 2028, a new next generation Nvidia chips is coming. A whole lot of, which is another reason on the very positive side for me, is that the hyperscalers, which is the big tech companies who actually needs a whole lot of AI workloads, the Microsoft, Meta, which is Facebook, Amazon, all of these hyperscalers, they have huge budgets. As a matter of fact, the minimum that many of them have actually forecast to actually spend this year is about $70 billion to about over $100 billion just on the AI and AI infrastructure. So I don't necessarily see Nvidia not actually taking a huge chunk of this. So, and that's where I'm going to end this context, why Nvidia stock is still the stock to perform this year. So I will go straight to the chart and we'll be able to see like for like, so that we can actually have an idea of where this is likely heading towards. How is Nvidia going to actually perform by December 31st before we enter 2026? So come with me. So to really bring things into perspective, to see how Nvidia has really underperformed, and for us to actually build a case for why the stock is actually at the capitulation point to actually outperform, perhaps, or market perform, like more or less performing as better or as equal as its peers, the likes of Google, Amazon, Netflix, and not necessarily Tesla, but you get what I mean. So if you look at the chart in front of you, it shows the S&P 500, which is the most sought after index that the market, Wall Street, actually used to measure the effectiveness or the performance or the underperformance of the US stock market, of the US economy, quote unquote, and the US stock market in particular. So year to date, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500 rather, has just pulled back by about 4%. So despite the huge sell-off that we have had, the S&P 500 still has some level of resilience that it has shown. Now let's go to Nvidia for us to actually put things into perspective. Nvidia, as you can see, has done a pullback, has really pulled back by about almost 13%. Today we've seen some strength, as you can see the live chart, it's been up by about 2.5%, almost 3%, because of the statement by the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jay Powell. Now, 1 year ago, Nvidia is still holding on to a very not necessarily spectacular result or performance. Still holding on to about 36% gain in the last 1 year, despite the huge drawdown that the stock has actually seen. But if you look at the chart in front of you, you could actually see that at the beginning of the last 1 year till date, the stock is still doing very well. So I believe that this is actually a consolidation phase for this stock. If we start seeing a whole lot of demand coming from the hyperscalers, the Google, the Microsoft, the Amazon, and all of the big tech companies, even XAI, owned by Elon Musk, if we continue to see them back to back increasing their orders for these GPUs that they actually need to do all the computing power for AI workloads, I still believe this stock has what it takes to end this year on a very comfortable position. As we can see, this stock currently trades at about 118 pounds, $18, pardon me, I'm in the UK anyway. So around 118 dollars per share. The price target, and which is my bonus for the day, if I made it to the end of this video, which is we are closing, the price target I see by the end of this year, on the very top end of the range, is about $250 per share, and in the very mid to medium range of the price target, I see the stock actually ending the year at about $190 per share. Why am I saying this? Because, like I said, the demand for AI workloads has not even started. A whole lot of the enterprise demand that is still coming for AI chips, the infrastructure that is going to power the next generation deployment of AI for various business needs, from finance to entertainment to public infrastructure to sovereign AI. A whole lot of governments in different jurisdictions are still going to come to actually invest in their own sovereign AI data centers that will actually power government efficiency. A whole lot of governments will actually want to reduce cost, will actually want to digitize and simplify a whole lot of public services using AI. Those things, those workloads are going to actually need AI chips to actually power the data center, because the data center for cloud computing is not necessarily exactly the same for AI. AI chips are very, very much more powerful. They handle so much workload that the whole data center infrastructure that we are used to are not necessarily going to be enough. So that's why I think about Nvidia. What do you think? Do you think Nvidia will continue to sell off? Do you think Nvidia will perform just like its peers in the Magnificent Seven? Or do you think Nvidia is going to end this year on a stellar performance, just like I said about the price target? Now, before I end, I'm just going to show you the all-time high or the all-time performance of the stock. You can actually see it's phenomenal, over 270,000% since this company was listed around 1999. So you could actually see a whole lot of the flat years when Nvidia was almost nowhere, trying to innovate, trying to invest in research and development. But this stock really has been one of the most inspiring story on Wall Street or for investors. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, we are unveiling our new identity, and on that note, I will be showing you what this new identity looks like and why we are actually doing this. So this is our new logo, new identity. We'll be rolling out our new look and feel for our YouTube channel. We will also plan something very, very good for our audience. We are going to be having some merchandising that we are going to actually be, using to just boost our viewership, just to also excite our audience base and also see how we can engage. So look forward to our merchandising. We thank you so much for watching this episode. Please share this video, subscribe to our channel, join us on Stocker Team Live on X. Till tomorrow when we see, keep investing, keep growing. Take care and bye-bye.